Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Hi guys, and welcome to another Fool of the Week. This week's Fool is Kay Burley. What? I hear you say, Max, are you sure? Kay is great at holding politicians to account. What has she done? So, the Sky News host was interviewing Rachel Reeves, the Shadow Chancellor, following Jeremy Hunt's budget the day before. Now, since then, a Tory minister appeared on Sky News talking about how his party wants to eliminate national insurance. But because this is only talk, and because the government are never asked how they would fund it, there was zero pushback. However, Kay Burley attempted to flip this and attack Labour over the idea, which was really stupid. Have a listen.
So you support the reduction in national insurance. Do you support the abolition of it altogether?
Well, I've got to say, when I heard the Chancellor say that at the end of the budget, I did wonder, what exactly did he mean? And then you've had since then the Chancellor and other ministers going around saying that they intend to get rid of national insurance in the next Parliament. Well, the cost of that is £46 billion every year. That is a bigger unfunded tax cut than even Liz Truss and Kwasi Kwarteng tried to get away with. And if the Chancellor is serious about that, he needs to explain how it's funded. What other taxes will have to go up to pay for it, or what cuts to our NHS and other vital public services will be needed to pay for that. You can't just go around promising tax cuts without saying where the money is going to come from. I would never do that. It is utterly irresponsible. And if the Chancellor is serious and this is their policy, he needs to say where the money is going to come from.
So what you can do is double tax on working people then, which is basically what it is.
Well, we've got a system at the moment that you pay national insurance and income tax on your earnings. If the Chancellor wants to reduce those taxes, he needs to explain where the money's going to come from. If I came on your programme,
with all due respect, Shadow Chancellor, I'm asking what you would do if you were in government and you are comfortable, if you were a Labour government, to keep the double tax on working people.
This is beyond ridiculous. Beyond ridiculous. This is like the Tories saying, what we're going to do is we're going to get everyone a unicorn. Every family throughout the United Kingdom is going to receive a unicorn. And the media don't say, sorry, how are you going to actually achieve that? Where are you going to find these unicorns? How are you going to pay for this? Instead, Kay Burley is saying, Labour, you're not promising to give everyone a unicorn. Why aren't you promising to give everyone a unicorn? What is wrong with you? This is beyond ridiculous. Removing national insurance, as Rachel Reeves pointed out, would be worse than Liz Truss's mini-budget, Kwasi Kwarteng's mini-budget. It'd be worse than that. So what are the Tories doing? They're saying, well, what we do is we get rid of national insurance. Now, and unfortunately, the media have not asked them, how are you going to fund that? Remember, this is not part of the budget. This was added at the end as a throwaway statement, and it's been something used as a political tool by the Conservatives. They don't actually have anything put in place, because if it was part of the budget, they would actually have to explain how they're going to pay for it. But this is a throwaway comment. It's about trying to drum up support for the Conservatives in a very desperate way before the general election. We'll get rid of national insurance. See, people will be better off. How are you going to pay for it? Well, nobody's actually asking us this question because the media never asked the government, how are you going to pay for it? Remember when it came to the £500 million for Rwanda? I never heard Kay Burley or any journalist ask the government, how are you going to fund that? Where are you getting the money, £500 million for Rwanda? And as soon as the Labour Party or any opposition parties talk about, for example, free school meals costing like £5 million or £50 million or something like that, the first question is, how are you going to pay for it? Why is there this double standard? I'm not picking a side here. I'm not saying that, Labour should be able to get away with this and the Tories shouldn't. No, why is there this double standard when the Tories say we're going to spend X amount of money, hundreds of millions of pounds, for example, Rwanda, we're going to get rid of national insurance, £40 billion, down the drain, gone. Never do you hear a journalist ask them, how are you going to pay for that? Instead, you have Kay Burley here, who should know better. Kay Burley is not some rookie. She's been on doing this job for a long time now. Saying, why would you impose this extra tax on people when the Conservatives are talking about getting rid of it? No, the question should be, how are the Conservatives going to fund this? Not how is Labour going to maintain it? This is beyond ridiculous. And it's a failure in the media. Once again, there are so many problems. Bringing on right-wing think tanks and not explaining to the public who funds them. Allowing Tory ministers to just run roughshod over the truth. And of course, this fundamental problem, government ministers can talk about how much money they're going to spend on X, Y, and Z. They're never asked how are they going to fund it. But as soon as an opposition MP brings up a policy that they would like to support, the first question is, how are you going to pay for it? Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think, and I'll see you next time for our next Fool of the Week.